2021 is chock full with new interesting, quirky and ingenious looking indie game releases. Welcome to Get Indie Gaming, where in this video, the final episode of a 5-part series, we take a look over 10 more amazing indies expected out over the course of the year. So let's begin, and at number 10 with Darkest Dungeon 2, which looks likely to head out in early access at some point this year via the Epic Games Store. Other than that, to be honest, well, there's not much to go on, with further details on this game being somewhat lacking, although we do know from viewers and comments in other videos and over on Twitter, many people who watch our content are eagerly awaiting to get their hands on this whenever it launches. While again, so far the trailers we've seen don't give too much away, aside from perhaps further hinting at the overall art direction, we do understand Darkest Dungeon 2 will, like its predecessor released back in 2016, be a rogue-based game with RPG and strategic elements, with more than just a smattering of gothic horror throughout. So for now, well, that's pretty much all we have to go on, with us having already added this to our Epic Game wishlist. Here's hoping we can get to hear more from this sooner rather than later. At number 9, and first shown off this past summer, Echo Generation follows a group of kids within a one-traffic light small American town within the early 1990s. There's something quite touching and attention-grabbing going on here, particularly with the use of the retro-themed art style, which comes with a modern take on the pixel art format. Essentially an RPG which uses a mix of real-time and turn-based combat, the game will follow a group of kids as they undertake a mission to investigate and do battle against an army of sinister-looking creatures, monsters and mechs. Echo Generation is inspired by the developer's childhood living in small-town Canada, with it also taking cues from coming-of-age films and horror novels from the late 80s and early 90s. Echo Generation is expected to launch on the Xbox platform across the range of consoles, and also onto PC via Steam later in the year. Up next, and at number 8, we have The Big Con, a game we've highlighted a few times here on the channel in the past, and it's great to see yet more information on when we might be able to get hold of it to play. Like the previous game, The Big Con is set within America in the 1990s, although in this one, you're playing as Allie, a teenage girl looking to do all she can both above and beyond the law in order to keep her mother's video store from going out of business, while also seeking revenge on the loan sharks central to their predicament. Said to be a story-driven adventure with puzzles and open exploration, you'll be tasked with hustling money any way you're able, be this via conning folks out of their hard-earned cash, picking pockets, and plenty of other dubious activities. Like most of the games in this video and in the series overall, there's no firm word on a likely release date, although we understand this colourful and ever so slightly morally questionable adventure is coming to PCs, the Xbox, and the PlayStation consoles. At number 7, Princess Farmer is a story-driven, as cutesy as they come, action platformer that by the looks of things uses a twist on the much sniffed at Match 3 puzzler offering, where you're solving puzzles, getting to know and building relationships with other characters, all the while going about the business of a little bit of gardening. This one features a shared and split-screen co-op mode and comes with an emphasis on stack management and reaction-based character movement. This all puts us in mind of something like the more recent Battle Chef Brigade and looks super fun, casual and easily accessible. Princess Farmer is scheduled to launch in 2021 on PC, with a console release to be advised. If we've missed your particular favourite looking indie game over this and the previous 4 episodes in this series, please let us know and share the games you're most looking forward to down in the comments. Moving on, and at number 6, and something that's been on our radar for, again, like a few others in this rundown, a fair length of time already. The Resort is a really fascinating prospect, with it looking likely to be offering a surreal tale of mystery in what's an interactive short story full of quirky characters, all of them being fully voiced. It's said to be puzzle-free and features a story about a renowned writer visiting a former health retreat that's soon to be obliterated by a comet. Some of the townsfolk are refusing to leave, and playing as the writer, you'll be looking to uncover their motivations in staying put, while also unmasking the rotten core that sits at the heart of this quaint-looking and picturesque town. There's just something here that's bubbling full of intrigue and suspense and drama, and we're really looking forward to seeing more from this when it comes to PC via Steam. Next up, and at the halfway point, we have something from Heart Machine, who you may well know as the studio behind the rather wonderful game Hyper Light Drifter, a game that's still super close to our chests as one we still like to play from time to time. Now, while Solar Ash is expected out this year, there's still seemingly plenty we don't really know about it. By the looks of things, it's a 3D offering with its colourful and vibrant look and feel, with perhaps movement and precision controlling being a core part of the gameplay loop. Either way, it's looking rather pretty, and is coming to PC via the Epic Games Store and the PlayStation, we think, as a timed console exclusive. Next up, and at number 4, set in the summer of '96, which for us was a time of A-levels, the European Soccer Cup Championships and plenty of music festivals, we have Road 96. The press info says the game has a whole host of influences, with it being an ever-evolving, procedurally generated story, action-adventure, taking its cues from the works of the Coen brothers, Quentin Tarantino, amongst a few others. The story is said to evolve and change depending upon your actions within the game and the people you meet along the way, with it seems your primary mode of transport being good-natured folks and their cars and trucks as you look to hitchhike your way in a mad dash across the border. Visually, Road 96 is looking an utter delight, and we have hopes the action and storyline that's linked to a backdrop of an authoritarian regime, and what's said to be a game where there are literally thousands of different escape routes and story permutations will be one to savour. Road 96 is heading to PCs via Steam. At number 3, and something we featured here on Get Indie Gaming back in 2017, Flynn, Son of Crimson is a 2D action-adventure platformer with some exquisite-looking pixel artwork we think might finally make its way out over the course of the coming year. As far as 2D action platformers go, this one looks like it has everything we love about the genre, with a poignant backstory, sharp and precise platforming, and some pretty snappy-looking overall combat. If we had to play just one of these kind of games this coming 2021, based on what we've seen of it so far, we'd most likely plump for Flynn, Son of Crimson, with it coming to PC, and while its original Kickstarter featured a port onto PlayStation and Xbox, we've not been able to so far confirm if these ports onto consoles remain a going concern. At number 2, and the penultimate game to feature in this, our annual overview of the indie games out over the course of the year we're most looking forward to, is Song of Iron. We're mostly attracted to this one and how it looks, with its dark and broody Norse-like overall look and feel, as well as the delightfully implemented lighting effects, which are, in a word or two, simply stunning. As you can see on the screen, this is a 2D action-adventure game with the emphasis on combat within a story about vengeance as you journey through a homeland full of caves, mountains, forests and more. All of this comes from a single developer, with it most likely coming out to the middle of the year for PC and the Xbox platforms. At number 1, and for us and many others, the most anticipated and hotly awaited game possibly out this year is Hollow Knight Silksong, the successor to the much loved and multi-award winning Hollow Knight. As we've mentioned a few times over the past year or so, we have been able to play a demo of this at a handful of shows, although not for some time, and to be honest, until recently, there hadn't been too much in the way of new news on this for ages. That said, in the most recent edition of Edge magazine as this video goes up, Edge were given an exclusive look at new aspects of the game from Team Cherry, the folks and developers of Silksong. Now, one of the things we've commented on before, having played the demo, is how the game feels different in terms of the character's physical abilities. This is confirmed within the interview, where the developers mention since Hornet, the new player character, is faster, can jump higher with added acrobatic capabilities, well, the caves and overall level designs have been adapted to offer an enhanced overall scale and make use of these abilities. With the extensive new look at the game, Edge tease out yet more information and discuss other points of the game that sound as if the developers really have gone to town with some of their creations and gameplay additions. Enemies are said to be smarter and will come at you with surprising and unexpected ways of tackling you. Things are also said to be just that little bit more challenging, which if the first game is anything to go by, well, that sounds like a devious and delicious prospect. As for if we're likely to get our hands on the game this year, well, that's somewhat up in the air, but no matter. Here's hoping Hollow Knight Silksong stays baking for as long as is needed, with it expected out first onto PC and the Nintendo Switch, with other platforms perhaps expected to follow. And that's all we've got time for in this final episode of our Indie Games Out in 2021 showcase. If you haven't seen the other episodes in this series, you can find links to them down in the video description. As always, many thanks for watching. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so, and perhaps even check out our new Patreon if you're able. Either way, we look forward to seeing you all again here soon for another indie game video.